Friends, we need your help to save a fishing family from losing their shirts this year. Look, this industry is messed up. Fishing families take on all the risk up front, and they have no say in the price that they'll get. This year, Scott and Karen are about to get royally hosed for their amazing spot prawn catch, but not if we can help it. So here's the deal. So Scott and Karen leased a spot prawn license to go fishing for you this year. As a Skipper Otto member, you already helped them enormously by buying your membership up front. We were able to set them off on the great start to their fishing season. We sit down with them at the start of the year and we figure out what all their costs are going to be and come to a decision about what's a fair price to them and what's a fair price to our members for their catch, and off they go. It's a kind of transparency that you don't see anywhere else in this industry, and Karen tells us that all the time. But here's the thing, we're still a tiny player in this industry, and Scott and Karen still have to sell most of their catch to another buyer. And the way it works in the industry is that the buyer offers you what's called a guaranteed price for your catch. This is supposed to be the minimum that they'll pay you, and then later on in the season they'll top you up to make the difference to what they actually were able to sell your catch for. So Scott and Karen have a buyer, they set the minimum price, and off they went fishing. They've been fishing every day, long days, delivering their catch every day to their buyer. And here we are, pretty much at the end of the season now, and the buyer came to them and said, look, we're really sorry, but our international buyer just told us that they don't want the smaller prawns anymore, they only want the massive jumbo ones. So I'm sorry, we can't pay you the guaranteed price, but what we can do is pay you about half of that. Half? I mean, that's outrageous. They've already taken on all these expenses. They're completely hooped. They've already caught and delivered most of their catch, and now they find out that they're going to be paid less than half of what they were promised. I mean, it's crazy. The buyers will still make their guaranteed margins. The lease owners will still make whatever they were guaranteed to make. All the risk falls to the fishing families. The people who are doing most of the work, they're the ones taking on all the risk. You know, this is exactly why we started Skipper Otto, because this traditional fishing way of life in our coastal communities is disappearing. You know, there's greater value to the fishing industry than just profits for shareholders. There's social and cultural and environmental value to this industry, and we're going to lose it if we just carry on with business as usual in the fishing industry. So will you help us? Great, I knew you would. I love our members. Okay, there's two things that you can do to help. Number one, if you were planning to buy some spot prawns from us anyway, we ask you to consider buying a little more, like even just 1 more pound of spot prawn tails will help Karen and Scott enormously. And the second thing you can do is, if you know somebody who loves spot prawns but who's not a member of Skipper Otto yet, can you tell them this story? Share this video with them, tell them what's going on, and invite them to be members. Our sign-up season ends this Friday. It's just a couple of days away on May 31st, so we don't have a lot of time to make a difference for them. So that's why I'm just making this video really quickly to share with you, and I'm hoping that you'll help share that story. If we could double the amount of spot prawns that our members buy from what we'd expected, that means that that's double the number of spot prawns that Scott and Karen will get paid a living wage for, and it could totally turn their season around from one where they absolutely lose their shirts to one where maybe they break even or hopefully can even pay themselves something this year. I really hope you'll help us. Can I count on you?